Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here as the recording of this about 8 a.m. on Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. And I'm in Alabama. Starting off with these mailboxes, they kind of remind me of the scene from Close Encounters. You might know the one. I am in the center of Alabama. Looks like there's been a little bit of rain right here along this dirt road, clay road. And I will be venturing back to my homestead in Celebration, Florida today. Approximately 540 miles if I were to go directly from point A, the center of Alabama, to Central Florida. Celebration. 540 miles if I do not detour, but I will be kind of veering off. However, we'll not be taking the small, desolate roads, the back roads, just because I have to make up some time. It takes a while to go up 540 miles. So I'll be taking the interstates, but I will veer off to see things I have never seen before. This is one of them. I'm inviting you to join me on this 540 plus mile quest to return home with a car full of items that I've downsized from my former place in Orange County, California. Let's go take a look at this. Join me. Shall you? The center of Alabama, right here. This placard was erected by the Montevallo Chamber of Commerce back in 1955. 1955! Very interesting. Standing right here, in the center of Alabama. Be crossing a state line at some point today, into the panhandle of Florida most likely, and then through the panhandle, and then down to Central Florida. It's been carved in with names are etched all through here, including Buford's and Randy J's. Pretty neat, right? Pretty neat. I'm gonna head down this dirt road and over to the interstate through Alabama and into Florida. Just off this road in Calera, Alabama. Something I have never seen duplicated. An Igloo Prayer igloo has the inscription House of Prayer on the front doorway there as you go in. And reading a little on this before walking in, back in the 70s, a retired state trooper created this. And it's not too far off of the interstate, a few miles. Something you don't see every day unless you are in the center of Alabama. And people do arrive here to pray and to worship. There's even some notes and a little bit of an echo, but people have kind of jotted down notes and thoughts in that basket there. And there are 4 different Bibles, candle over there in the corner. Just outside the parking lot of a car dealership in Clanton, it's this water tower. It's made to look like a gigantic peach. Has the words Clanton, the town name, down the side of the base. That's a big peach. And just down the ways a bit is Peach Park, with another rather large peach in Peach Park. This is not a water tower, but it still does have the town's name on it. Clanton, Alabama, Peach Park Gardens. So it states it there. This is about 5 miles from that water tower down the freeway. Peach Park Gardens. There's a little trailer down there. Beautiful fountain. We got Christmas trees up since it is December. The coolness in the air, a crispness, if you will. And a large peach. Made it over to the outskirts of Prattville now, corner of Rice Park Circle and Highway 86. Lived a man who created a lot of signage and something called the Cross Garden. And he was very vocal, well, as far as his writings went, on the side of, this is maybe a refrigerator and other items like an air conditioner unit, on what his religious thoughts were and what others should believe, and if they didn't, what he felt his way of converting those, or at least sending a message. And it's all still here. He passed on quite a while ago, over a decade ago. But what he built still remains. They have left it here along the road. Some of it pretty common, and some a little more in your face. A lot of beer bottles here as well. I'm not sure the significance of those, or if this is the opposite end of the thought process of those coming by. Maybe this is the garden of beer bottles of those who do not agree with his thoughts. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's their answer. It's a very interesting place. My dad was a minister for a very long time, and I would imagine that my dad, if he was here, would probably think this is a little overboard. And the way I found out about this is, I had a preacher friend that lived here in Prattville. I know Prattville very well and have been here many times. And my friend passed away about a year ago. Stayed with him a number of times. And one of my visits here, he told me about this place. He goes, "You gotta check this place out on the outskirts of town." And even he thought it was a little, it wasn't the way he would present things. So just because someone is a believer doesn't mean they're gonna go this extreme. But some do. Guess you could call it the fire and brimstone way of thinking. I just think this is fascinating. It really is, that all this signage is here. Haven't been back to Prattville in a while. A couple of years. But I have some good memories of my friend and I going around and doing some videos together. And him telling me about this place. As a local minister. Now this is one of the ones that everyone remembers that goes by here. This saying here. You can see it on quite a few air conditioner units, or at least the shell of the air conditioner unit. Kind of a subtle nod to how hot it will be. It's kind of genius in its own way. Really don't know if anyone lives here still. And really surprised that those in the neighborhood, well, I don't know what those in the neighborhood even would think of this. There is a house at the top of the hill with writings and paint on it as well. There are the 3 crosses up there. Up, and I hear an air conditioner unit on. Okay, someone is living there. I hear the air conditioner. All right, just wanted to stop by here in Prattville. Always good to come through Prattville. This is on the outskirts of town of Prattville, but nice to pass through. Oh, it says no ice water. No ice water to drink. Continued an hour or so down the road, and just off of Highway 231, halfway between Curry and Troy, is a little roadside stop called Pioneer Village that has seen better days. The Meeksville Fire Department truck sits right here. I noticed this as I was just cruising along, did a U-turn, backtracked just a bit, pulled over, and decided to just walk up in here. The entire Pioneer Village, that's the country store I just bypassed, is empty, closed. Wow. Good sized property. Massive amount of shops. There's like little storefronts. Not anymore. Not anymore, as Clouseau would say. Even some items up there on the porch. Each one of these is numbered. Most likely for different vendors that would rent out the place. About 24 buildings. Wow. Pretty wild. See, others have been here too. You see the path, trodden path there. Hello? This floor feels like it's gonna fall in. All right, moving on. Just parallel to the highway is this bridge that back in 1920 at the cost of $92,000 was dedicated in 21 and now sits here not being utilized, but they have a historical marker next to it, which is pretty neat. Sometimes when you're just going down the road, see stuff like this. It's good that they have an indication of what it is, putting the marker up. Very beautiful bridge. They didn't tear it down, they left it here, even though there's now a two-lane highway that runs parallel to it. Oh, and over there next to the river, that does not look structurally sound. Like an old tree house. It's official. I'm back in Florida. Crossed the state line, which is located right there. Now before you think, oh, he's pretty much within close proximity to his place in Central Florida, still 354 miles from the state line here down to Celebration, Florida. Think of it like Texas, massive state, or even more like California with the length of it. Still got a ways to go. You know, when you're in California, from San Diego or LA up to San Francisco, it's a trek. And that's kind of how Florida is as well. So even though I've crossed the state line, still got a ways to go. 354 miles, according to what I just looked up. Gotta keep moving on. Now this brings back some memories. Flat Creek Road, just off the interstate, about a mile off. These big poles here now, big power poles, and a construction unit. But this is the Big Bend Highline fronton, which has been abandoned for 15, 20 years. And about a decade ago, I snuck inside this place. It was pretty scary walking around in there. I did not have an appropriate flashlight, I've never really been prepared when it comes to exploration, and back then was even less prepared. It still stands. One thing I do recall about this is there was a lot of birds inside. It was so dark. It's such an incredibly large building that the birds were very frightening, because I didn't know what the noises were as I rooted around in there. Gosh. In some ways it only seems like yesterday, but it also seems like forever ago. Ah, memories. I've been making videos a long time. On 75 southbound now. It's raining. It's starting to rain. I know I'm getting close. When I stop off at the Paynes Prairie rest stop, 120 miles precisely, Celebration, Florida. Stopped raining for the moment. Beware of venomous snakes. I've showed this many times. It's been a while. Right up there is a little walkway that you can walk out on. I don't know if I want to walk too close, so I'd have to go up and around. But the rest stop overlook itself is the front of a snake. Really 100% not sure, or I'm not 100% sure on what type of snakes would be out here besides the one. It's not meant as a joke, because that is a snake head right up there. There are real snakes. I would imagine that sign is truthful. You can see the traffic going southbound, which is the way I'm headed. Yeah, it takes a long time to get from the Florida state line down to Central Florida. But only 120 miles to go. This cross-country excursion is current cross-country excursion. Just about over. I've done quite a few of them over the years. Current tenure in Southern California. I lived there from 2015 to 2016, and then I got the RV for a year. And then I moved back, so this last tenure, 4 years I was in Southern California, 2 in Hollywood, and about 2 years and 3 or 4 months in Orange County. It's kind of weird knowing that I only will have the place here in Florida, which will be great, you know, as I stated in recent updates about traveling more. I can take the money that I was utilizing for rent out there and using that for traveling after the holidays. I'm really excited about that, but it is kind of weird. It's sinking in now that I'm almost to this home, thinking I don't have the place out there anymore, which is the first time I felt that in 4 years. That's a little unusual. I'm kind of ready to get there. I've been on the road for this trip. I'm a little tired. I'm ready to take a couple days and just rest once I return there and unpack my car. Got a lot of stuff in the car, so I got to unpack the car. These last few weeks to a month have been interesting. Left Florida, drove this car, my car, all the way out to SoCal. Packed up my stuff, was there for 10 to 12 days, 2 weeks, give or take. Downsized, packed stuff up, and now drove back cross country. And I have returned about an hour and a half, 2 hours from home. That's gonna do it for today. I'll see you in the next video, the vlog. Back in Florida for now, till the end of the year. The vlog is over.